Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Chakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Every well, peace and blessings to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above all. Back at it with no lesson to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. Lord, the word of this video was edifying. All right. And without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. Give an inch, he'll take a mile. All right. And that he that I'm referring to is spiritual demon Satan, man. All right, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile, man. All right, you know, you have to understand, uh, the left hand side doesn't fight fair, man. All right, them demons don't fight fair. Okay, so you have to make sure that you're constantly keeping a watch over yourself and over your spirit, and especially over your thoughts too. All right, because that's really where the battlefield is. The battlefield is spiritual, and it's in our minds. Like they say, the battlefield is in the mind. Well, in this matter, that's true. Okay, because I actually want to get this real quick. Let's go into that demon. Let's go into the word demon. All right, etymology. All right, I'm waiting for this thing to load up. Salakia. This is demon. All right, the etymology of the word demon says an evil spirit, malignant, supernatural being, an incubus, a devil from Latin daemon, spirit from Greek daimon, deity, divine power, lesser god, guiding spirit, tutelary deity, sometimes including souls of the dead. All right, but that's not where I wanted to get. I wanted to go back to it because when you go deeper into it, all right, it really means intelligence. Okay. All right, here it is, right here. All right, the usual ancient Greek sense, supernatural agent or intelligence lower than a god. All right, right, because the left hand side is not as powerful as the right hand side of the Lord. Because the right hand side, righteousness is always going to prevail over wickedness. You know what I'm saying? But the demons still have power. Don't get it twisted. All right, the demons still have a lot of power, and us here in this flesh, that's the left hand side's playground, man. Because this flesh, it's carnality. All right, this flesh, it's carnal, it's corruptible. All right, it's not 100% righteous in its perfection. So, we still have, we're still vulnerable for attacks of demons. All right, in the kingdom, it's going to be a different story because we're going to get new bodies. But as far as right now, we're still well vulnerable to demons. Okay, so understanding. All right, matter of fact, there's actually a quote by Sun Tzu. All right, let me get it real quick. Slovakia. This is Sun Tzu. It says, if you know the enemy and you know yourself, you need not to fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you will also suffer a defeat. It says, if you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. All right, and that was a quote from The Art of War. Now, I'm not saying that The Art of War is a profitable book to read, but you have certain things in books that can apply spiritually to the scriptures, or that can be profitable advice, if you will. All right, but ultimately it's because you can trace it back to the scriptures. All right, but nonetheless, all right, the point that I wanted to get was if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not to fear the result of 100 battles, man. All right, because knowing that we're in the flesh, okay, knowing that we're in the flesh, and you know we're susceptible to certain things. That's knowing ourselves and knowing who our enemy is, which is spiritual demon Satan. In this particular sense, okay, we understand how he gets down, man. All right, and he's gonna play upon our carnality, man. Satan's gonna play upon your carnality. So basically, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile. And what I mean by that is ultimately, if you succumb or if you allow Satan to get the best of you with the temptations, whatever he might be tempting you with, you know, you give him that little peephole, if you will, to sneak through. All right, he's gonna take it, man, and then some. All right, that's why it's important to always keep a guard over your mind and over your spirit, and if you feel like you're struggling with something, to pray to Yahweh Shem Shai, because sometimes you get to the point where you can feel when a demon is on you, and for me personally, when I feel that, I feel like a sensation, a heavy sensation on my back, and I know, all right, there's a demon, and then from there, you go and you rebuke it, or you pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai to give you the spirit to resist that temptation, or if it's too strong, you pray to Yahweh Shemel Shai to deliver you from it, man. Because sometimes you get tempted and it's so strong where you like, damn, that demon fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? And that's because we're in this flesh. The flesh is weak, but nevertheless, you pray to the Lord and He'll give you the spirit to, you know, go through it. All right. Matter of fact, let me go and get this real quick. Let's go to First Corinthians. First Corinthians. It's a lot. Bear with me. So fucking annoying. Anyway, Salakia. This is First Corinthians 10 and verse 12. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. Yeah, and that's going into, examining yourself, man, because you may think that everything is all good, spiritually, but you can actually be doing something that's off, man. All right, so you always want to constantly take heed to yourself and how you, you know, live your daily walk for Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, lest you fall. All right, it says, there have no temptation taking you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh Shem Shai is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape it, that you may be able to bear it. Yeah, and that's what we pray in the Lord's Prayer. Deliver us from temptation and evil, Matthew 6. All right, because that shit is real, man. You can actually get tempted here in this flesh, man. All right, and if you can't acknowledge that, then guess what, man? You can't truly acknowledge, your weakness, your vulnerability, man. All right, and that's a problem when it comes to fighting a battle. You have to know where you're vulnerable at in a battle. You know, because if not, then guess what, man? That's a potential loss. You know what I'm saying? Now we're not gonna win 100% because we're in the flesh. Like scripture say, offend less. But however, it's important to know where you're vulnerable at. That's why the scriptures say, "Go not in the way wherein thou mayest fall." You know, basically, if you know that you're weak towards a certain thing, all right, don't put yourself in that predicament. You know, because you're just setting yourself up to fail, man. All right. This is First Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Right? Okay? And that can apply to, Esau, the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. But in this sense, I'm using it, applying to, the spiritual demon Satan, man. Okay? You have to be sober-minded spiritually. All right? You cannot be drunken with the affairs of this life. You have to be spiritually sober-minded, man, and understand, your spirit, understand your weaknesses in the spirit, so on and so forth, and move forward to make them your strengths, if you will. All right? Because guess what? Satan's looking about, seeking whom he may devour. That's why when the Lord asked him, from whence comest thou? He said, from walking to and fro in the earth, man. You know? This is Sirach or Ecclesiastes 21:1. My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. For if thou comest too near to it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. Right? So, like it says, flee from sin from the face of a serpent. For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. That's the point, man. So you have to understand your weaknesses in this faith, man. Okay? It says, all iniquity is as a two-edged sword, and the wounds thereof cannot be healed. All right, that's the point on there right there. All right. This is going back to First Peter 5. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith. Meaning we have to constantly resist this, resist these demons, man. Now, you're gonna fail sometimes. That's it's just the condition of the battle because we're in the flesh, unfortunately. But for the most part, you want to resist these demons, man. Like it says, whom resist steadfast in the faith. We have to steadfastly resist, the wickedness of this flesh. Okay. It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. Yeah, so all the brothers are going through it. All the brothers are being tried, and that's just the condition of the battle. That's why it says in Sirach, the second chapter, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, man, because the Lord will try you, man. All right, he's going to allow Satan to push your buttons, so to speak, man. And it comes in many different fashions, man. All right, something can just piss you off, and the Lord, Satan could use that your anger, and he could run with it, and the next thing you know, a lot of other shit transpires into a lot of other things, so on and so forth. That's why it's constantly important to walk in the spirit. Even when the flesh takes hold of you, walk in the try to revert it right back to walking in the spirit, because if you operate in the flesh too long, you're just giving Satan a field day, so to speak, man. All right, but when you walk in the spirit, Satan really can't do much to you, man. you know all right, he can still try you physically, but spiritually not really. And that's why the scriptures say, hey, give me any plague but the plague of the heart. This is This is verse 10. But the power of all grace, who hath called us into his eternal glory by Mashiach Yahushua, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. All right. So the Lord, he's gonna make us perfect. He's gonna establish us. He's gonna strengthen us, and he's gonna settle us, man. We have to go through that suffering in order to receive that glory. All right. Now I got a couple more precepts through the Spirit. This is 1 Peter 2:11. It says, dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts which war against the soul. Yeah, so you have to understand all the things of this world, man. We cannot find rest in the things of this world. Like a pilgrim. A pilgrim doesn't truly find rest in one area. A pilgrim is a stranger. They're a sojourner. They're constantly on the move. All right, just like how we spiritually are. We're spiritually pilgrims because the only thing that we can truly find rest in is in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. But ultimately, we're not going to receive that rest until the kingdom of heaven is established, man. So right now, we're just pilgrims, man. All right, everywhere you go, you see some type of folly, man. Everywhere you go, you see some type of folly. You driving down the street, okay? You seeing some type of folly. You driving in the neighborhood, you seeing some type of folly, man. All right, that's why we're pilgrims, because we can't truly find any rest in these places, man. All right. So, you always want to keep a constant watch over your spirit, man, and understand that we're pilgrims, man. This isn't our time. This isn't our kingdom. So that's why the Lord puts us through certain things, We go through certain things so that we get chafed in our minds, man. All right. So that, so we go through certain things so that we hate this place, man. All right, and through us hating this place, that keeps us in the love of the Lord, man. And that right there is truly a beautiful thing, man. All right, so we're really pilgrims, man, and we have to abstain from these fleshly lusts which war against our soul, man. All right, because when you indulge in these fleshly lusts, okay, it takes you away from things that you can be doing in the spirit. That's why it's important to have your priorities straight. Spiritually, okay. Carnally too, but spiritually first and foremost, man. All right. Let me get this last precept. You know, it's Ephesians chapter 6, starting at verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Yeah. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Shai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The wiles going into the trickery, going back into the what? Intelligence, man. The battlefield is within the mind. All right. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh Bashim Shai, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye may be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Okay, so that's the point on that right there. We want to make sure that we're girded up, all right, spiritually, all right, because we're in a warfare, man. That's why the scriptures say, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier, man. So part of the affairs of this life is these fleshly lusts, which war against our soul, man. So we have to make sure that we're fighting and waging a good warfare with Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. And it all starts with us understanding our spirit and understanding, the enemy that is at hand and the task that is at hand, which ultimately is the kingdom of heaven. All right. So, Lord's will this video was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great Muslim, every well, peace and blessings to you like the Israel. All right. The conclusion of the matter is, if you give Satan that inch, he'll take a mile, man. All right. When you fighting and you battling with these spirits, man, you gotta play for keeps, because Satan, left hand side, they don't fight fair. All right, they don't fight fair. So you have to understand your enemy, man, and you gotta keep that. You gotta come back with that same energy, if not more. But in righteousness, like the Lord said, how 2/3 of our people make their faces hard against our faces, we make our foreheads harder against their foreheads. All right. So same thing with these demons, man. All right. Now, it's not a physical battle, but it's a spiritual battle, all right? And the spirit always trumps the flesh. So with that, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shai, Shalom, and the Bible Ball.